Gary, Indiana, a town known for steel mills and industry, a place where the hum of machinery and the clang of metal are the soundtrack of daily life. But behind the facade of normalcy, a terrifying story unfolded, a story that would shake the very foundation of this seemingly peaceful town. It began in 2011 at 3860 Carolina Street, a seemingly ordinary address that would soon become infamous. The Ammons family moved into their new home, unaware of the darkness that awaited. They were filled with hope and excitement, ready to start a new chapter in their lives. LaToya Ammons, a single mother, hoped for a fresh start with her 3 children. She dreamed of a safe haven, a place where they could build happy memories. Little did she know, she was stepping into a nightmare. The house stood silent, its walls hiding secrets that would soon reveal themselves. Its history whispered secrets the family couldn't yet hear. The very air seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the right moment to unleash its horrors. The air grew heavy with anticipation. A sense of unease began to creep in, subtle at first, but growing stronger with each passing day. They unpacked boxes, filled with the promise of a new life, each item placed with care, each room filled with hope. But the darkness was already there, lurking beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to strike. It watched and waited, biding its time. The first few nights were quiet, deceivingly so. The family slept peacefully, unaware of the malevolent presence that watched over them. The family settled in, unaware of the horrors that lurked in the shadows. They laughed, they played, they lived their lives, blissfully ignorant of the terror that awaited. But the silence wouldn't last. The house had other plans, and soon it would make its presence known. Soon it would be broken by the sounds of unseen footsteps and the chilling whispers of the unknown. The nightmare was just beginning. Unease settled over the house like a thick fog that refused to lift. Strange occurrences began, subtle at first, almost imperceptible. The lights would flicker without reason, and doors would be found slightly ajar. Footsteps echoed in the hallway when no one was around. Objects moved mysteriously, as if guided by unseen hands. Doors creaked open and slammed shut on their own, the sound reverberating through the empty rooms. LaToya dismissed it as her imagination, the stress of the move playing tricks on her mind. She tried to rationalize the events, attributing them to the old house settling. But deep down, a seed of fear had been planted, growing with each passing day. The children, more sensitive to the unseen, felt it too. They would huddle together, whispering about the strange things they sensed. They saw shadows flitting in the corners of their eyes, always just out of clear sight. Their innocent laughter was replaced by nervous whispers, their joy overshadowed by an unspoken dread. They spoke of feeling cold spots in certain rooms, areas where the temperature would drop suddenly. The temperature would plummet, sending a chill down their spines, making their breath visible in the air. LaToya tried to reassure them, but even she couldn't shake the growing feeling that something wasn't right. Her own nerves were frayed, her sleep disturbed by unsettling dreams. Whispers followed them, disembodied voices speaking their names echoing through the halls. At first they were faint, easily dismissed as the wind or creaking pipes, but the whispers persisted, growing more distinct. As the days turned into weeks, the whispers grew louder, more insistent, as if demanding to be heard. They seemed to come from the walls themselves, the house breathing its secrets into their ears, filling their minds with dread. Then came the physical manifestations. The demonic activity escalated, becoming more intense and terrifying with each passing day. What started as subtle disturbances soon turned into a full-blown nightmare. LaToya's children became the target of unseen forces. They were no longer safe in their own home, as the malevolent presence seemed to focus its wrath on the innocent. Their bodies contorted in unnatural positions, bending and twisting in ways that defied human anatomy. It was as if their very bones were being manipulated by an unseen puppeteer. They spoke in guttural voices, their eyes glazed over with an ancient evil. The words that came from their mouths were not their own, but those of something far more sinister. LaToya watched in horror as her own flesh and blood became vessels for something dark and sinister. Her heart broke as she saw the fear and pain in their eyes, knowing she was powerless to stop it. Scratches appeared on their bodies, deep and angry welts that seemed to materialize out of thin air. These marks were not just physical wounds, but a testament to the unseen battle raging within their home. The children would levitate, their small bodies rising effortlessly from the ground as if gravity no longer applied to them. It was a sight that defied all logic and reason, leaving LaToya in a state of perpetual terror. They thrashed and screamed, their terrified cries echoing through the house, a symphony of fear that sent chills down the spine. The once peaceful home had become a haunted house of horrors. The entity fed on their fear, growing stronger with each passing day. It thrived in the chaos and despair, its power increasing as the family's hope dwindled. LaToya found herself in a desperate battle to save her children from a force she couldn't understand. She clung to her faith, praying for a miracle that would deliver them from this nightmare. She tried to fight back, to reason with the darkness that had invaded her home, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. The entity was relentless, showing no mercy or signs of retreat. The evil had taken root, and it was hungry for more than just their fear. It craved their souls, seeking to consume them entirely. LaToya knew that time was running out, and she had to find a way to save her family before it was too late.